shall we start?
Yes, sir.
First of all, tell me, how many
Sir, your voice is breaking.
divisions? How many total number of students from both of the divisions?
So your voice is not clear actually.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I don't know why you are taking too much time to reply. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So let us start. Is the screen visible?
No, sir.
Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So 78 students have joined. Let us start now. How many students are there from both of the divisions?
Around 110.
110. Okay. So out of 110, only 78 students have joined. Okay, so first of all, good morning. Myself, Sachin Varpe, and I welcome you again in the third stage of mathematics, that is engineering mathematics 3. first of all, tell me, am I audible clearly? Clearly.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, if I actually start with the syllabus and the first unit, let us have a quick overview from on the syllabus. And first of all, course outcomes. What we are going to learn from this course. Okay, so this is my teaching plan. Is this visible?
Yes, sir.
So this is our marking scheme and the teaching scheme also. We have 3 lectures per week from the university, but in college we are taking 4 lectures per week and 1 tutorial batch. When you will be physically in college, we'll be having tutorial sessions. So there will be 4 batches and 1 hour tutorial per batch. So in tutorial hours, what we are going to do, whatever the topics covered up to the last lecture, we are going to discuss the examples. We are going to solve the examples in tutorial sessions. There will be a batch of 22 students in the tutorial, and if you have any doubt related to the concepts we have discussed, you can ask, you can get clear your doubts. Okay, so we are going to have the exams in two phases, in SEM and MSEM, 30 marks in SEM and 70 marks in SEM exams. And of course, we have the term work also for engineering mathematics 3, just like M1. Okay, so here we'll be having 5 course outcomes. Okay, so we are going to get these 5 skills, we can say, from this engineering mathematics 3. So the first one is, we at the end of this first unit, or at the end of when we finish this engineering mathematics 3, will be able to, or the students will be able to solve higher order differential equations. Up till now, you must have discussed the differential equations. Okay, in fact, in particular, we have discussed ordinary differential equations of first order first degree in M2, I think, right? From M1, from the first and second unit from M2, you might have discussed details, the solutions of linear differential equation of first order first degree. But now we are going to discuss here the solution of differential equations of higher order, of course, and their applications to the mechanical engineering field, like model and analyze mass spring systems. So there are various different applications according to the branch, according to the field. Electronics and telecommunication students having the applications to the electric circuits. Civil engineering students have the applications to the bending moments, likewise. Okay, so according to the field, applications of differential equation changes. Then the second course outcome is related to the transforms. So we are going to, at the end of this second unit, we can say, students will be able to apply the integral transform as Laplace transform and Fourier transform to solve the equation in vibration theory, heat transfer, and related mechanical engineering applications. Meanwhile, I request you all to discuss your doubts if any. Okay, just unmute yourself and ask your query or doubt. Or if you are facing any technical issue, let me in the chat box also. You can share your doubts in chat box also, but better to unmute yourself and
Sir,
clear your doubts. Yes.
uh, sir, can we get revision of double integration in M2, because we are not perfect with that.
Don't worry. For the topic we are having in engineering mathematics and related topics from M1 and M2, we are going to discuss in detail. So of course we are going to use techniques you have discussed in multiple integrals that we are going to use in vector differentiation or the vector differential or vector calculus. Okay, so we are going to discuss the techniques multiple detail. Is it okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Don't worry. So whatever the topics problem, please discuss with. I can give you the better solution. Don't worry. Don't hesitate to ask your problems. Get it clear now. Okay. Third important course outcome is students will be able to apply the statistical method. This is very important from the business point of view. They apply statistical methods like correlation in analyzing and interpreting experimental data. Interpreting experimental data applicable to reliability engineering and probability theory. Okay, in the and quality control. So this is again very important course outcome. That is related to vector calculus. Course outcome 4, CO4 is related to vector calculus. CO1 is related to the differential equations only. Okay. Then CO2 is related to the transforms, integral transforms. So the two types of integral transforms we are going to discuss, Laplace and Fourier transform. Then CO3 course outcome 3 is related to the statistics and probability. Okay. And course outcome 4 is related to the vector calculus. So it involves vector differential and vector integral calculus. Okay. In earlier pattern, 2015 pattern, we were having this CO4 in two parts, 2 units we can say, vector differential calculus and vector integral calculus. But now in 2019 pattern, they have combined these 2 units and becomes a complete course outcome 4. Okay, and in next course outcome 5, this is again completely different, related to the special branch mechanical engineering and the civil engineering, of course. Students will be able to solve the partial differential equation, just like the first unit. Here we are going to discuss about ordinary differential equations only, and here in CO5 we are going to discuss the solution of partial differential equation. Of course, you might have discussed the partial derivatives in M1, isn't it? So we are going to extend the notion of partial derivatives with the partial differential equation, such as a wave equation, 1 and 2 dimensional heat equations, heat and flow equations. Is it okay to all about the course outcomes? Is there any doubt?
No, sir, continue.
Okay, so in earlier pattern, we were having 9 lectures per unit. Okay, so 9 lectures on 6 units, so there were having 54 lectures. But now in this 2019 pattern, they have reduced the number of lectures. So first 2 units will be having 8 lectures per unit, and unit number 3 and 4 will be having 7 lectures per unit, and again unit number 6 will be having 5 and 6 will be having 8 lectures per unit. Okay, so this is a course plan, teaching plan, and these are the methodologies. When we'll be physically there in college, we'll be having these methodologies, content delivery methodology. Okay, so in 48 lectures, we'll try to discuss the whole syllabus. That is not actually possible, but we'll try. Six units are there. Okay, so let us move toward the syllabus actually. Total 6 units, linear differential equation. Then second is transforms, third is statistics, fourth is probability and probability distributions. This unit number 3 and 4 combinedly will be having CO number 3. Okay, then CO4 will be on vector calculus and CO5 will be on applications of partial differential equation. So these are the number of lectures per unit. These are the textbooks we are having. B.V. Ramana, Higher Engineering Mathematics from Tata McGraw-Hill. Okay, and the second is B.S. Grewal, Higher Engineering Mathematics from Khanna Publication. These are the textbooks we are going to refer. And these are some reference books. Advanced Engineering Mathematics. Second is MD Greenberg, Advanced Engineering Mathematics. And third is Peter V. O. I suggest to refer this Peter V. O'Neill. That is a good good language. The next is S.L. Ross. This is completely related to differential equations only. Ordinary and partial both. And Snedon M. Ross, Introduction to Probability and Statistics. Okay, so this is completely for the stat and probability. So these are the 5 books you can refer, and with the textbooks, the 2. So totally there are 7 books. All these books are available in our library, departmental library, and also. Okay, so let us start with the first unit, linear differential equation with constant coefficient and the applications. Okay, so first of all, let me ask you, what do you know about the linear differential equations or about the differential equations? Any one of you? Yes.
So differential
Can we have your mics?
equations. Hello.
Uh-huh.
So differential equations are of 2 types, ordinary and partial.
But what are the differential equations? Or what is mean by differential equation? Sagar. Hello. Okay, let me ask individually.
They,
Okay.
sir, they
Please go ahead.
represent the rates of changes, differential equation.
Okay, but first of all, how do I get the differential
So
equation?
actually,
Or what is mean by
it
differential?
contains the differential equation. Actually, contains the differential coefficients and the dependent variables in the
Right,
first
differential
degree, second
coefficients and
degree, third
dependent.
degree. Yeah.
Okay. What is mean by dependent and independent variable? Can you give me an example? You're right. The relation between dependent variable and independent variable and their derivatives is called a differential equation. Absolutely correct. But
So can we say xy has a means one is dependent, other is independent? Means x variable, y variable, which we take while calculating.
actually, without knowing the relation, we cannot say x and y are the dependent and independent. Y is dependent and x is independent. I can say x is dependent and y is independent also. Isn't it? So without giving the relation, we cannot say directly. If we say y equal to function of x, then y will be a function of x and y will be dependent in that case, and x will be independent.
Yes.
Right? For example, y equal to x square, y equal to x cube, sin x, cos x, log x. There are many such functions available. Okay. So whenever there will be a variable with respect to other variable, then there will be a relation. And so y is a function of x is independent and y depends on the x. Okay. These dependent and independent variables are very important notions related to differential equations. Okay, because when we form a derivative, that derivative is with respect to independent, isn't it? So that it is very important to know about dependent and independent variables. Right. Now tell me, how do I form a differential equation? Or what is the process to formation of differential equation? In short. Yes. Aditi Ingre. Unmute yourself, please. Aditi Ingre.
Hello. So if we differentiate the given equation,
with respect to the variable we want. Like suppose we have a relation in x and t, and we want a relation for x. So we differentiate the function with respect to that variable, and then we eliminate the constants, and like I guess we go that way.
Am I audible?
Sir, you're not, no,
Okay.
sir.
Am I audible, Aditi?
Yes, sir.
Please continue. Differential equation.
So suppose we want a differential equation of first order, then we differentiate the equation uh, once with respect to the variable we want to differentiate. If we want a second order differential equation, we differentiate it twice, and
Okay.
like
Okay. And mm, from the given relation, okay, when we want to form a differential equation, what is the special criteria? What we are doing actually? We are differentiating, of course, but up to what? Up to how many times we are differentiating that relation?
till we eliminate all the constants.
Exactly. The main theme to form a differential equation is for elimination of the constants. Is it? If we have two constants in the relation, the differential equation will be of order 2. Isn't it? That is very
Yes.
important thing to form it. Thank you, Aditi.
Thank you, sir.
So, when we differentiate dependent variable with respect to independent variable, or when we differentiate any relation involving some arbitrary constants, the main aim to form a differential equation is what? Elimination of arbitrary constants. So we are eliminating the number of arbitrary constants involved in the relation, and from that we'll get a differential equation. Okay, and the new differential equation obtained will be of order. The number of order is what? Number of arbitrary constants involved in the relation. So this is how we can check. Now, now what is mean by this linear term? What is mean by linear? Or when we say the differential equation is linear? Yes. Aniket More. Aniket. Actually, Aniket is trying to unmute, but not able to unmute. Okay, Aniket Kendre. Aniket Kendre, are you there? Unmute yourself. Hello. No. Ashish Pawar. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ashish, are you there? Ashish Pawar. Unmute yourself. Mrunal Khare.
Yes, sir.
What is mean by this linear term? Or
The
what is
highest
mean by
power of the equation should be 1.
highest power? Is it or what is that highest power called in differential equations?
Degree.
Degree. Okay. And the linear word is related to degree only, or is there any other criteria also? Mrunal, unmute yourself, please, Mrunal.
Yes, sir.
Keep unmuted, and tell me, is that only related with the degree only?
Yes.
Term? Isn't it related with the product of dependent and its derivative, dependent variable and its derivative, or the two differential term derivatives? Okay, thank you, Mrunal. Okay, so let us discuss about these linear differential equations. First of all, definition. So before start, let us have a look over the differential story. The reason differential equations are so important in describing the natural world is that, first of all, tell me, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The reason differential equations are so important is relationship between the quantities. Okay, differential equations axis, the relation between quantities that continuously. Okay, like traveling a car, for example, right? The distance the car covers from start of its journey down, the speed of change in the distance.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
My voice is. Is it okay now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
The speed of the car at a given moment is described by the relationship between the change in the distance traveled and the time the journey takes, right? So in fact, it is given by the derivative of the distance function, right? Differential equation involves the differential of the derivative term. So if you know the speed function, and want to work out with the distance function, you have to solve the differential equation, right? So if you know the differential equation, we are solving it means what? We are finding the distance function, and speed function means what? Differential equation, isn't it? To find a function, when you all know about it, is its derivative, isn't it? So this is what the differential story. The most fundamental phenomena of nature, such as gravitation, relativity, and the motion of gases and fluids, are described by the differential equations. Writing down these equations is one thing, but solving them is an entirely different matter, isn't it? How we are writing the differential equation, how we are forming the differential equations is one thing, and how we are solving them is completely different things. Okay, generally solutions cannot be even written down as a formula. Even after studying deep and complicated mathematical structures, mathematicians still often have to be satisfied with the approximate solutions. Okay, so whatever we are getting the solutions, they are not the exact solutions. We are still trying to get the approximate solutions. Okay, who's that? Please unmute yourself. Please mute yourself. If you have any doubt, please ask. So this is what the actual start: linear differential equation with the constant coefficient. This is the definition. The nth order differential equation, nth order linear differential equation with constant coefficient means what? Okay, so a differential equation containing the differential coefficients, right? Differential coefficients first of all, and the dependent variable. Just like suppose y is a dependent variable, so its derivative with respect to x. Okay, that is called a differential coefficient. In first degree, this is very important term. In first degree does not involve a product of derivative with its another derivative or with the dependent variable also, right? And in which coefficients are constant, are called linear differential equation with constant coefficient. Okay, so first of all, tell me, let me tell you that the whole unit we are going to discuss in main two parts: linear differential equation with constant coefficient and with variable coefficient. And in the second half, with variable coefficient, what we are going to discuss, we are going to reduce those linear differential equation with variable coefficients into linear differential equation with constant coefficient. Okay, so the solution of differential equation with constant coefficient are only the important thing throughout the unit. Okay, so this is a general form, standard form of linear differential equation with constant coefficient. Nth order linear differential equation. A naught nth order derivative of y with respect to x, that is d raised to n y by dx raised to n, plus a1 d raised to n minus 1 y by dx raised to n minus 1, that is n minus 1th derivative of y with respect to x, plus a2 n minus 2th derivative of y with respect to x, plus and so on, equal to f of x, where these coefficients a0, a1, a2 are all constants. Is that okay with the definition of LDE with constant coefficient? Please ask if any doubt. Hello?
Continue, sir. You may continue.
Is there any doubt with the definition? Or if you want to ask something, please do reply immediately.
No doubt. Continue.
So now we are going to solve the methods to solve such linear differential equation of nth order with constant coefficients, is it? So this is the first step towards the solution. That is what we are going to do while solving. Let the operator d by dx to be capital D. So this is notation. The differential operator with respect to x, we are going to denote it by capital D. Not necessarily with respect to x. Suppose the differential equation involves other independent variable like t or any other, then we are going to denote that differential operator by capital D. So that is operator. Capital D is notation for operator. Then with this operator, the above differential equation becomes, see here, a naught. We were having earlier nth order derivative with respect to nth order derivative of y, right? So we are considering dy dx to be capital D, so that will be capital D raised to n y. Is it okay? Plus a1 n minus 1th derivative of y plus a2 n minus 2th derivative of y plus and so on, equal to f of x. Okay, and when I separate out the operator involved in this equation, so what are the operator terms? A naught d raised to n plus a1 d raised to n minus 1 and so on. So I'll write this in dependent variable y outside the operator, right? So a naught d raised to n plus a1 d raised to n minus 1 plus and so on operated on y equal to f of x. Okay, so if I look at this bracketed term, that is just a polynomial in variable capital D. You can see the polynomial because the powers are n, n minus 1, n minus 2 and so on, isn't it? So these powers are getting decreased. And if I call this D as a variable, then this will be a polynomial in capital D. Am I right? So this will be of the form, if I denote this polynomial as a function of D, phi of D, okay. So the equation becomes what? Phi of D into y is equal to f of x. Okay. So this is second standard form of linear differential equation with constant coefficient. Now from today onwards, we are going to reduce the given differential equation into capital D form first, and then we'll get this form phi of D into y is equal to f of x. So this is the standard form. So sometimes in examination, you'll be given the differential equation in this form, d by dx form, or directly in this capital D form, phi of D into y is equal to f of x. Just like d plus or d square plus 3d plus 2 operated on y is equal to say e raised to x, the differential equation. So this is called a standard form of linear differential equation with constant coefficient, where this phi of D will be a polynomial in D, isn't it? Is there any doubt with this reduction? Hello?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So how do we solve this phi of D into y is equal to f of x? How do we solve this differential equation? Okay, so solution of differential equation. First of all, a solution of differential equation is the value of, first of all, tell me, Of course, you have discussed the solution of differential equation also in M2. The solution of differential or solving the differential equation means exactly what we are doing there. Yes.
Integration.
Integration. Is it only the integration there? You have discussed several techniques to solve the ordinary differential equation of first order, first degree, like variable separable form, then homogeneous, non-homogeneous, exact, non-exact, right? Linear, non-linear, and so on. So in all those techniques, are you using integration only? Actually, integration is
Actually,
the
so
basic
there
thing.
is different techniques like first order linear, then Bernoulli's we are applying
Yes. In Bernoulli's also
homogeneous
we are applying the
equations.
integration. Integration is the basic thing
Yeah.
actually. But to reach up to the integration, we are going to use several methods like exact, isn't it? Or the linear. We have to test these things also, isn't it? Or what we are doing actually, all those differential equation, types of differential equation, we are reducing into variable separable form, and then by integrating, we get the solution. Okay, that is the first thing. Now tell me, solving differential equation means what we are doing, what we are finding actually.
We are finding a relationship which will satisfy that given condition.
Given condition. Really? Suppose conditions are not given. Just like suppose, let me show you the differential equation. These are the differential equation. D2y by dx square minus 5dy by dx minus 6y equal to 0. Isn't it? So there are no conditions along with the differential equation. Right? So its solution means what? The value of what?
A relation
Relation
between
y and x, right?
dependent and independent
Independent variable, right? So relation, of course, correct. And the value of dependent variable, in fact, in particular, the value of dependent in terms of independent variable, we are trying to find while solving the differential equation. So most of the students don't know about this. Randomly, they are solving the differential equations, but they don't know that the solution of differential equation will be the value of dependent variable involved in the differential equation with respect to independent variable. राइट सो जैसे कि ये जो फर्स्ट एग्जांपल दिख रहा है आपको, इसका सॉल्यूशन क्या होगा? द वैल्यू ऑफ y इन टर्म्स ऑफ x, isn't it? Right? Y will be a function of x only, or the relation between y and x, right? So that is what I want to say. A solution of differential equation is the value of dependent variable in terms of independent variable involved in the differential equation. Second thing is solution of differential equation is a function of independent variable. Third is solution of differential equation or linear differential equation with constant coefficient is called a general solution. Okay, general or a complete solution, and is given by the formula. So this is the formula actually. General solution, that is dependent variable. Suppose if it is y, then y is equal to cf plus pi. Y is not necessarily dependent variable, always remember. Dependent variable can be anything, independent variable also can be anything. So don't just stick over y and x only. The given differential equation can be in any of the form. Okay, so the solution is called a general solution, and the formula is what? Dependent variable is equal to complementary function plus particular integral. In short, complementary function is CF and particular integral is PI. PI, particular integral. Right? So for above equation, the general solution is of the form y is equal to CF plus PI in its short form, short notation. Is it clear up to this solution of differential equation? So what we are going to do while solving the differential equation, we are going to find the value of y in terms of x. And as we can see here, this y is a combination of two things, complementary function and particular integrals. We are going to discuss complementary function and particular integrals separately. Is it clear? Is it clear to all? Please ask if any doubt. Is there any doubt related to the solution or the concept of solution? Please be interactive, so that I'll come to know whether the things are clear or not. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I think I'm not audible properly, clearly.
Sir, no, your voice is okay.
Okay, thank you. So the first thing, as I said, y is a combination of two parts, CF and PI. I can say sub-solutions. Complementary function is a sub-solution and particular integral is another sub-solution. So to get the general solution, we have to find these two sub-solutions, complementary function and particular integral. So let us start with the complementary function. What is complementary function? Complementary function is the solution of homogeneous differential equation, isn't it? तो homogeneous differential equation हम किसको बोलेंगे? Whatever the given differential equation, when we consider the right hand side to be 0, we call it as a homogeneous differential equation. Phi of d into y is equal to 0. This is a standard homogeneous differential equation. Is it clear? Whatever. Suppose if these are the differential equation, you can see here the right hand sides are 0. But if you look at this, just let me show you. If you look at this differential equation, the right hand sides are non-zero, right? So to find the complementary function, I'll have to consider the right hand side to be 0. Is it clear? Right hand side to be 0 of this differential equation. Hello. So when we consider the right hand side to be 0, it is called a homogeneous differential equation. I think you people are not interested to reply immediately.
No, sir.
Okay. So the complementary function is a solution of homogeneous differential equation phi of d into y is equal to 0, right? So to find the solution of this, actually complementary function is a solution. So we are going to solve this homogeneous differential equation, and to solve this homogeneous differential equation, we consider the auxiliary equation, that is phi of d equal to 0, right? So we are equating this phi of d to 0, it becomes an equation, auxiliary equation. Just like in this fifth example, see this phi of d, when I equate to 0, it will be a polynomial, right? When I equate to 0, it becomes an equation in d, right? And the solution of such equation in d means the value of what? That variable, right? You must be knowing that solution of equation क्या होता है? उस equation में जो variable होते हैं उसका values, right? And there are several methods to obtain such solutions. Just like if we have a linear equation, x plus 1 equal to 0, then what is the solution of this equation? X plus 1 equal to 0, suppose.
X equal to
Minus
minus 1.
X equal to minus 1. So instead of x, we are having d only here. So we'll be having the equation d plus 1 is equal to 0. So its solution will be d equal to minus 1. If I have the equation d square plus 2d plus 1 equal to 0, then what is the solution of this? First of all, how many values are there? Because as it is quadratic, it will have the two solutions, right? Two values, two roots, I can say. And what are those two roots? D square plus 2d plus 1?
1. Both values
1 or minus 1?
minus 1, minus 1.
Minus 1 repeated twice, right? Two roots are there, minus 1, minus 1. Am I correct? So, to solve this homogeneous differential equation, we have to consider the auxiliary equation, and we have to solve that auxiliary equation. We'll get the values of d. Okay, so suppose the values of d are these m1, m2, mn. So suppose m1, m2, mn are the roots of that auxiliary equation, like d is equal to m1, d equal to m2, and so on. Then with respect to these roots, we'll be having their factors also, right? So do you know the difference between roots and factors? Are they same? Suppose m1 is a root. Can I say it is a factor? So what is factor related to m1? Factor is always a variable term, remember. M1 is a constant, right? But factor is not a constant. So how do I get factor related to m1? That will be d minus m1. Right? Just like suppose in previous, if we have minus 1 is root, then x minus minus 1, that is x plus 1 will be a factor. isn't it? So related to these roots, we'll be having n number of factors. Suppose n roots are there, then n number of factors d minus m1, d minus m2, and so on, right? So I can write this phi of d in terms of its factors. How do I write phi of d equal to 0 in terms of its factor? I can write this phi of d as a d minus m1 into d minus m2 into and so on d minus mn into y is equal to 0. Is it okay? Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Suppose if I have x square plus 2x plus 1 equal to 0 as equation, how do I write into its factored form?
X plus 1 into x plus 1 equal to 0.
Exactly, because the roots are minus 1, minus 1. So its factored form is x plus 1 into x plus 1, because x plus 1 the whole square, right? So that is a factored form of the original equation x square plus 2x plus 1 equal to 0. Okay. So from this factored form, we are going to get the complementary function. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, see the factored form is d minus m1, d minus m2, and so on d minus mn into y is equal to 0. So now from this equation, I know when I substitute any one of the root into this factored form, I'll get the left hand side to be 0, and it will satisfy the differential or this equation. Am I right? When I substitute any one of the root into its factored form, then will it satisfy the differential equation, homogeneous differential equation?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Suppose if I substitute d equal to m1, is it? So m1 minus m1 will be 0, is it? Therefore, I'll get 0 equal to 0. The equation satisfied. Anyone. Suppose if I substitute m2, then again it will be 0. m3, 0. mn, 0. So what does it mean? What does it mean? That every root will satisfy this factored form of the differential equation. That means every root will leads to its solution. Am I clear? Every root, that is m1, will related to a separate solution, m2 is related to a separate solution. Suppose if I consider first order differential equation, first order. So in case of first order, how many roots its auxiliary equation will have?
One root.
First, one root, isn't it? Suppose that root is m1. So what will be its factored form? D minus m1, right? So I can write the given differential equation into its factored form as a d minus m1 into y equal to 0. Am I right? D minus m1 into y is equal to 0. Hello. Right?
Yes, sir.
So when I resubstitute the value of capital D, what is capital D? What is capital D? Capital D क्या होता है? As we have
D
seen,
by dx.
D by dx, right? So when I resubstitute the value of capital D there, what I'll get? D by dx minus m1 operated on y equal to 0. So when I take y inside, what I'll get? dy by dx minus m1y equal to 0. Isn't it? And what kind of this equation is? Do you know how do I solve this equation? Yes? Do you know how to solve such equation? Let me know whether this board is visible.
Visible, sir.
Is it a whiteboard?
Black one.
Blackboard.
Yeah, now it is blackboard. So let me clear you that d minus m1, say m only to avoid the into y equal to 0, isn't it? When I resubstitute the value of capital D, what I'll get? Dy by dx minus m1 minus my is equal to 0, right? And what kind of this equation is? Do you know? How do I solve this differential equation? This is in its standard form. Is it linear differential equation of first order first degree? Is it LD with first order first degree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And you might have discussed the solution of such linear differential equation of first order first degree. How do I solve this?
Variable separable method.
No, we have discussed a separate standard method to solve such linear differential equation of first order first degree.
Put y is equal to vx.
No. Linear, non-linear, that will be the hint actually. Okay.
dy
let
by
me-
dx plus dy is equal to q.
Exactly. That is a standard form of dy by dx plus py. Actually, I'm writing with the mouse, so that's why the handwriting is not proper. Plus py equal to, say, qx, right? Qx is 0, suppose here. Py or px? Px, no? Hello? That must be px into y, na? Into equal to qx. So this is LD with constant, sorry, LD in its standard form. So what is the solution of this equation? Y into I is integrating factor, is equal to integration of q into I plus constant of integration, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Is it the standard
sir.
solution? Yes. So with this solution, can I solve this equation?
Yes, sir.
Now
Yes,
solve
sir.
and tell me the solution. Solve and tell me the solution. What will be the integrating factor in this case? I is integrating factor, and what is the formula for I? I is equal to, yes, power,
Our P of x.
not just P, integration of
P dy.
px dx. Integration of px dx, not p dy also. Okay, I is equal to e to the power integration of px dx, isn't it? So what will be integrating factor in this case? What is the value of p of x here? P of x is, hello,
Minus m.
Minus m.
is the screen?
So your voice modulation is not constant.
I'm saying, is the blackboard visible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir. It
Yes.
is visible.
So what is the value of p of x here? P of x is minus m, right? When I compare this and this, p of x is minus m. So I is equal to what then? Integrating factor क्या होगा इस केस में? E to the power integration of minus m dx.
minus m.
Minus m
minus mx.
Minus m.
minus
Minus
mx, isn't it? Integrating factor will be e to the power minus mx, because integration of dx will be x. So this is integrating factor. When I substitute into the solution, what I'll get the solution? Y into e to the power minus mx is equal to integration of q into I, but q is 0 here. So 0 into I will be 0. So 0 का integration 0 होगा, plus c, isn't it? So what I'll get? Y into e to the power minus mx is equal to c. So y will be what then? Y will be c e to the power mx. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? So if I denote this m as a m1, then what will be its solution? Y is equal to c e to the power, hello, c e to the power
m1x.
m1x, and this is a solution related to what? M1. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
So if I denote this constant also by C1, first constant, then with respect to every root M1, M2, Mn, I'll get such solutions. Related to M1, C1 e raised to M1x. Related to M2, C2 e raised to M2x. And related to Mn, Cn e raised to Mnx. Is it clear to all? So with this, now, let me show you. With this now, I'll get the, I hope the screen is visible. Now I'm moving to the PPT. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
So with respect to every root, we'll be having such solutions, and there is a standard result in mathematics, pure mathematics, that the linear combination of all solutions is again a solution. So linear combination means what? We are adding those solutions, c1 e raised to m1x plus c2 e raised to m2x, and that will combinely again a solution, and that solution is called complementary function. Is it clear to all with the formula of complementary function? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? So this is the formula of complementary function, where these ci's, c1, c2, cn are all arbitrary constant. So suppose, for example, if we have this differential equation, first differential equation, can you solve this immediately now? What will be its capital D form? When I substitute d by dx to be capital D, its capital D form will be d square minus 5d minus 6 into y is equal to 0. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Capital D square minus 5d minus 6 into y equal to 0. So what
Like
will be its
quadratic
auxiliary
equation.
equation? Auxiliary equation will be d square minus 5d minus 6 equal to 0, right? So what are the roots of this auxiliary equation?
2 and 3.
2 and 3, suppose.
20.
So with these 2 and 3 roots, what is its complementary function?
D minus 2, D minus
No.
3.
I'm not asking the factor form. I'm directly asking the complementary function now. This CF. So what will be complementary function? Suppose 2 and 3 are the roots. So what will be the complementary function? Hello?
C1 e raised to power 2x plus C2 e raised to power 3x.
Exactly. If we have quadratic second order differential equation, then we'll be having two roots, and with related to those two roots, we'll be having two such solutions. So the complementary function will be what? C1 e to the power 2x plus C2 e to the power 3x. Suppose the roots are irrationals, root 2, root 3. So C1 e to the power root 2x plus C2 e raised to root 3x, isn't it? Suppose the roots are negative, like minus 1, minus 2, then C1 e raised to minus 1x, that is minus x, plus C2 e raised to minus 2x. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
So this is how the process to get the complementary function. I hope everyone is clear with the complementary function now. How do we get the formula is not important. We are going to directly apply this complementary function formula to write the complementary function CF. Is it clear? So in the next, I'm going to stop now. In the next lecture, we'll discuss the particular cases of this complementary function. Okay, there are 4 particular cases we'll discuss, and accordingly we'll write the formula of complementary function. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I hope everyone is okay with the my speed, okay, and the voice also. Is there any suggestion, as this is the first lecture? Is it too fast or too slow?
It's okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to stop now. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.